Right, we are back in studio as Grand Rapids Pride Festival is back this year. Right now, organizers fast at work preparing for the 37th annual event. The festival, of course, known as the biggest in West Michigan. And joining us this morning is Jazz McKinney, the executive director of the Grand Rapids Pride Center. Jazz, good to see you as always.
Always.
What's new this year?
Oh, this year we got 2 days.
Yeah,
we're going to 2 days this year. So, entertainment, vendors, street fair, all of that is the same. Definitely, we're just bringing it to you double time.
Okay. Well, and see, we were just talking before we got on here, is that, you can go to one day, but you can also go to both days and still get something out of it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have not every vendor, not every, person will be the same. So we have different vendors on both days. Some vendors will be the same, but we have some vendors that are only going to be there either or. The entertainment's definitely going to be different both days. We have our lovely headliner Saturday. We have Tune Day, Alanarin, and then Sunday we have Allie and AJ.
Yeah, hello.
So
that was a really big talking point in the newsroom when that
absolutely.
that headliner Allie and AJ came out. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very exciting, of course. Now, what's the theme this year?
Yeah, the theme is break free. So basically just letting folks know that you don't have to, subscribe to just one way or letting, folks dictate who you are. Like, we're breaking free from those norms, breaking free from those restrictive, definitions of who we are, our identities. So we just want people to be able to be themselves, be, fun and free and lively, but also understand that, what's going on right now in the world, we can have both joy and, struggles with what's happening, and, we can be upset at what's happening while still experiencing personal joy.
Yeah. So you mentioned vendors.
Yep.
What kind of vendors are we talking? Are we talking like food trucks? Are we talking like local artists? Like who can we see out there?
All of the above.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have one of my favorite areas. We have local queer artists that are going to be there both days, and then we have other vendors, so like local nonprofits, businesses that are there, a lot of queer businesses. I think almost 50% of our vendors this year are like queer artists or queer businesses. And then we have our food court, which always is a big hit. So we have this year about 25 food trucks or tents that will be there. And again, both, some trucks will be there both days, but we do have different trucks on Sunday as well. So again, different food variety as well.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned too before we came back from that little soundbite there too. So you mentioned that you're still looking for vendors for Sunday, right?
Yep. Yeah. Saturday we're completely sold out, but Sunday we still have a few spots left. So, if folks want to go sign up, it's on our website that you see there. So they can go, to the Pride Festival link and sign up for vendors. But yeah, we do have some spots left for Sunday.
Okay, which is really important note. So when does that registration close, just so everyone knows?
Yep, that closes on Friday.
On Friday, and then you also have volunteers you guys are still searching for, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, as big as the festival is, it does take volunteers. And, especially moving to 2 days this year, we're finding it's taking about 300 to 350 volunteers to be able to run the festival and run it in a, smooth way. So, yeah, we're still looking for volunteers, especially for Sunday. So yeah, it's if you volunteer, we give you a free food ticket for our food court as well as a free T-shirt.
Okay, awesome. Well there you go. So you get a little something out of it, but also probably tons of fun to become a volunteer as well. What sort of jobs are they doing, during their volunteer hours?
Yeah, they could be doing a lot of different jobs. I think the area we need it the most is kind of our alcohol area. So where they could be checking IDs, they could be selling tickets, they could be actually passing out the alcohol. And I think that area is super fun too, because while you're volunteering, you're right next to, you're right across from the stage. So you get to hear and see all the entertainment while you're volunteering. So you still get to experience the Pride Festival as well, even though you're volunteering. But then we also have other spots too, like helping us with our volunteer tents and like volunteer check-in, maintenance, to make sure our festival stays nice and clean, just a lot of different things. And we try to make volunteering for different physical abilities as well. So if you're someone that's like, oh, I need to sit down the whole time, yep, we have jobs for you too.
Wow, I love how, there's kind of a wide range of things you could be doing there.
Absolutely. You say 350 volunteers would be the ideal. How
Yep.
many do you have right now, and how many are you guys still looking for?
I think we're at probably about 275 right now. So still looking for at least probably about 75 more.
Okay. And so let's talk about just how many people you expect, because this is the largest in West Michigan, we
Yep.
know. And I know when we talked last year, we had people come in from Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, north, south, east, west, all of the above.
Yep.
So who are you expecting to come out in terms of people from different cities, but also how many people are you expecting to come out?
Yeah, same. We're definitely expecting a lot more people, especially with 2 days. But we literally, especially when we announced Allie and AJ, we got a call from Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Somebody that was like, I've never been to your Pride Festival before, but I'm coming to see Allie and AJ. So, we still have people coming from all over. I think our Saturday headliner is a local, queer trans artist from Flint. So definitely pulling from the Flint market. Thought Squad is from the Flint-ish, Detroit-ish area, so pulling from that markets too. I know we've gotten people from Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago Pride is the same time as ours, but some folks, if they didn't like maybe the Chicago headliner, are like, oh, we're gonna come to yours because we like your headliner. I love Chicago Pride, so don't get me wrong, but people have a right to choose where they want to go. So I think this year, last year we probably got about 40,000 people.
Wow.
So I can only imagine this year probably about 60K.
Wow. Okay.
Tons of people for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned too that there was going to be alcohol involved. Is this a 21 and up event? Is this for all ages?
Yeah, no, this is actually an all ages event. So we have something for everyone. We have a family fun zone, especially too for our youth and our children's area, our teens. So the alcohol area is a fenced off area. So that is the only area that is a 21 and up, of course. But the festival itself is free. It's not fenced in. Everyone can come down, allies alike. Queer folks, allies can come down and enjoy the festivities and, find out what we're all about.
Yeah, where would you recommend people park? I know it's going to get pretty busy downtown, so would you maybe recommend Ubering into downtown or maybe
yes.
finding a parking spot maybe on the west side of the river?
Absolutely. I think Uber or, Lyft is your best bet to make sure that you can get some good parking. But, Calder is right above the city parking ramp. Vandenberg is right there. There's tons of Ellis parking ramps downtown. Also the Dash. If you park at a Dash parking, we do have a Dash bus stop that lets you off right at the start of the festival. So the Dash is another good option too, and that's free.
Yeah.
And there is also a bus stop. So if you take the bus, there's a bus stop right around there as well. Actually, two on kind of both sides of the festival. So there's ways to get there. But yeah, unfortunately, it is right downtown. So parking, if you do want to park at a city ramp, it does cost. But there's many ways to get there for sure.
I was going to say, you've got thousands of people at one event, and then I'm sure, lots of stuff happens downtown on a weekend basis, so it's going to be pretty packed. So maybe plan ahead is probably the best rule of thumb.
Yeah, for sure. Tons of people coming out. You said 60K is kind of the expectation. With all of these people coming out too, I understand there are resources that they can access while they're there. Can you speak to those a little bit as well?
Yeah, so just like at the Pride Center, all year round, we bring some of our resources to the festival too. So anything that we offer at the Pride Center, we will bring to the festival. So our free, resources for our services, our therapy assistance program, anything like that. And then also we pass out free masks, free, safer sex supplies. And then we also have a lot of vendors that we purposely have there that will be bringing some of their stuff. So like the Kent County Health Department will be there testing, so like STI testing and stuff. So they'll be there. Catherine's Health will be there as well. So we'll be giving away a lot of different resources for folks. So it's not just fun. We want you to also have the things that you need to make sure that you can still be safe and take care of yourself throughout the rest of the year as well.
Very cool. I want to make sure that we get the dates on the screen. If we've got that, that's not this weekend, but the weekend after.
Correct.
Full
Yes.
Saturday, full Sunday.
Give me my week.
I know. Yeah, you're like, we still got some planning to do, and it's free to the public.
Absolutely
Yeah.
free. Yep, it's free. So free concerts, if that's all you care about. Our concerts are free. But everything else too. I mean, of course, people might be selling things at the vendor booth, and of course that, costs money. But this year we are actually having ATMs downtown. So
Okay.
that is actually a new thing, is we are renting ATMs. So in case folks because last year, because we had so many people, sometimes the Wi-Fi goes down.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So this year we're going to have ATMs so that folks can still access cash and stuff too. So, but hopefully it doesn't go down this year. Hopefully the city
Fingers
has,
crossed. Fingers
yeah,
crossed.
figured
We've got
that
that
out,
together. Well, Jazz, we appreciate you coming on, and of
Absolutely.
course, again, June 21st, 22nd, there at Calder Plaza, and of course, you can find all of that information on the Pride Center's website, which is
grpride.org.
all right. There you go.